So, guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy, as always. So, talking about Rise and Conquer then. Rise and Conquer is going to be October the 1st. It's going to be at the Rainton Arena. Now, it's going to be an unbelievable event. So, obviously, I keep talking about this. The event, the card is absolutely stacked with some amazing fighters that are on the card. When I say some, they're all amazing fighters, I should say. So, obviously, you've got male and female, different levels. Obviously, you've got some amateur debuts, some pro debuts, some obviously existing pros and stuff like that as well. So there's definitely something to cater for everyone on the show now. Ticket availability, head over to Rise and Conquer Facebook page. Get your tickets directly through there. There's also pay-per-view available. It's going to be on Live MMA. So again, head over to the Rise and Conquer Facebook page and you'll be able to see the details on there. So my next guest, obviously we spoke earlier today. Obviously the sound
Yeah.
quality wasn't the best, so we thought, listen, let's do it again. Let's do it again, definitely. So Mac Reader, TFT MMA is going to be on the card, going to be up against Callum Deakin. So again, a great matchup. When we spoke earlier, obviously they're very, very quite evenly matched guys. As I say, both got great grappling, great striking skills, and so on. So it's definitely going to be a great matchup between these two kids. So yeah, Mac, listen, absolute pleasure again, buddy. How you doing? You all right?
Thanks for having us the second time, mate. I hope the quality's a bit better.
Oh no, listen, it sounds perfect. Sounds spot on, buddy.
Yeah, sick.
So
Mate,
let's
thanks.
yeah, no problem. Let's obviously talk. Let's start from the beginning again then. So obviously training. So obviously training at TFT MMA. How's everything going for yourself?
It's good, mate. It's a really good vibe at the gym at the minute. Sparring's going good. Like there's my pool of lads that I'm sparring with at the minute. There's good energy between we all. And then obviously training over at Northeast Jiu-Jitsu. I've done a good stint there. So it's good getting a lot of different bodies, especially around my weight. Not training with heavier guys or lighter guys. There's a lot around my weight, so that's good. But yeah, mate, the energy's good. Energy's high.
Yeah. It's good as well. I mean, obviously, I was talking to Nathan Haywood there, and he
Mm-hmm.
was talking about obviously there's a lot of people on this card from TFT. So
Yeah.
everybody in the gym, there must be a great buzz about the gym because
Oh, mate, it is.
everybody's training to compete at Rise and Conquer.
Yeah, mate, like training tonight. It was sick. Everyone's on a high. It's 3 weeks out now, so I think everyone's itching to get in there.
Yeah. It must be a nightmare as well because obviously everybody's trying to keep the weight down. They're maybe not eating the way they should be eating, so everybody will
Yeah,
be absolutely pissed off and angry because obviously they're hungry or
yeah.
they're cutting weight in some way, shape, or form.
Mate, you'd think. It's funny the gossip in the gym. Like everyone's like, "Oh, how's your weight? How's your weight at?" But nah, I think everyone's. You would think the energy's low with everyone
Yeah,
cutting, but mate, it's the opposite.
yeah,
Yeah, it's super high. Like just seeing everyone getting the rounds in. We're all pulling each other through. If someone's not slacking, but
yeah.
yeah, it's it.
Yeah, nah, it's a great feeling because obviously I've been in gyms where there's maybe one or even two guys competing, but to have, I think what Nathan said, there's probably about 10, maybe a
Yeah,
little bit more. TFT are going to be on Rise and Conquer, so it must be a different feeling at
yeah,
TFT than what it maybe is at other gyms where there's only a few people. So
yeah. Well, it's my first time fighting under TFT, so that it's I've never I've always fought like maybe with one or two people, mainly at like a traveling away.
yeah,
So it's going to be very interesting fighting alongside, as you say, 10 other lads from the same gym,
yeah,
especially on a local show as well. Rating Meadows, it's just around the corner.
yeah.
So looking forward to that.
Yeah. And you mentioned as well, obviously, over at Ellis Youngers, obviously training with the Northeast guys as well, obviously getting your
Yeah.
grappling in. So, I mean, it must be great being over there as well. And again, we talk about, everybody knows the level of jiu-jitsu that comes out of Northeast. So, again, it must be a great feeling over there training with these guys.
Classmate. As you say, I got a wake up call when I moved over to start training with them. Just the pace, the intensity, that and the level is ridiculous.
Yeah,
But again, being around them people, it only brings you up. So that's been amazing for me, especially for the grappling side of things. But again, amazing bunch of lads over there, all pulling each other through. They're competing all the time. Like Ellis is over in America now at the minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, amazing training there as well.
Nice, nice. And then obviously the card then. So obviously Rise and Conquer, as I say, it's going to be a home show. So how did you find out then that you were going to be on the card that evening?
So it was Fisher. Fisher asked us. Well, I let him know. I was like, look, mate, I'm wanting to fight. Next availability. He asked what weight. And I was a little bit heavier at the time. I think I was just post holiday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told him 66, and I think it was about 2 weeks later, I let us know. He said, mate, I think I've got you matched. And then literally the day after, he was like, it's confirmed. So then the cut was on.
Yeah. So obviously you mentioned as well, obviously, typically how much weight do you normally cut?
Probably about 9. I like to hang around 75, but I was
Yeah.
coming in a bit heavier after this one. Obviously, I've been out the cage for 2 years, so weight wasn't on my radar whatsoever. So normally about 75 is what I would like to walk around at.
Yeah. Still a decent cut, 9 kilos, not that
Yeah.
bad. So
No,
so that's a decent cut. I mean, we've heard some horror stories about people cutting fucking crazy 15, 20 kilos and stuff like that. And
nah,
you're like,
not
wow,
for me.
man. Do you know what I mean? So I mean, you saw the craziness we Cams at the weekend there coming in what
Exactly. Yeah.
8 pounds over, man. Do you know what I mean? So which 8 pounds in MMA terms, I mean that's
Oh,
almost a whole division.
yeah.
So which was madness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, 9 kilos. That's a decent amount of weight to start cutting from. So
Yeah.
and then what about you then? So obviously again, we talked about jiu-jitsu earlier. So obviously you obviously doing your jiu-jitsu and so on. Obviously competing as well. So I mean, is that something that's still on the radar for you? Still going to be out there competing in jiu-jitsu comps as well as obviously
Yeah.
MMA fights?
100%, mate. As I say, I've had a long stint off, and that gave us a lot of time to reflect on what it is I actually wanted to be doing.
Yeah,
And the whole time off is all I wanted to do was to be fighting, to be training. So, I'm looking to have a busy 2023. If I can't get matched again before the end of the year, then I'm going to look about, see what grappling comps are up and down the country, not just local ones.
yeah,
But yeah, gonna look to have a busy 2023,
yeah.
definitely.
What about the submission onlys? Because obviously I don't know if well you'll know Carl and
Yeah.
Ant put on obviously the brilliant show that was Northern
Oh,
Submission Series. So I mean the
yeah.
first one was brilliant at the Roker Hotel, and then obviously they went to the point, and then that just I mean that was just man. I mean they had fire going off, and there was fucking smoke machines, and oh mate, it was a great event. Obviously I was down there commentating with Carl. And it was just an amazing show. I mean, could you see yourself doing something like that?
Oh, 100%, mate. I've already been pestering Cal. I was trying to get onto the one that's just been the one at the point.
Yeah,
But I was actually away that weekend.
yeah,
But in talks of hopefully getting on the November one.
yeah,
But yeah, I was a bit gutted I couldn't make that last one because I went to the first one. The first one
yeah,
for a first show, that was amazing.
yeah,
And then just from the videos that I seen, the second one again looked levels above.
yeah,
So hopefully third time lucky, I'll be on that one for sure.
yeah. Northeast Jiu Jitsu, I mean, put on a hell of a show. Obviously, Norm Russell getting a victory, and then Aidan Woodley. Obviously, you'll have heard that. You'll have probably I don't know if you've seen the videos and heard about it, but
Oh,
obviously there
mate,
was the back and forward. I mean,
yeah,
between him and the black belt, and then obviously Aidan goes out and fucking submitted him, man. Do you know what I mean? And was jumping
that's,
up like that, throwing the money because obviously they had the bet on. And then there was loads of controversy. Did he tap? Did he not tap? And then,
yeah,
but man, we sat and watched the video. We don't do it because obviously once the referee says it's over, that's it, it's done, right? So, but then obviously we watched the replay back and we're like, yeah, he fucking tapped, man.
yeah,
And then we've been talking with Aiden because every time somebody put a post up about it, I jumped on him and was like, no, he tapped. Do you know what I mean? It's like Aidan Dunham, man.
Mate,
Aidan,
I've been kept well amused at all the memes, and it's just non-stop. He doesn't stop, and I find it hilarious. But
yeah,
I love a
yeah.
try.
Nah, listen, Aiden done absolutely brilliant. Obviously, not just Aiden, but obviously we had a man, and we had obviously Norm, and obviously the rest of the guys. Andy Sill again come up again, put on a kind of unbelievable performance again against Will Kay for the second time.
Yeah,
Again, another fight of the night. Do you know what I mean? Both of them, two fight of the nights on both Northern Submission Series. So yeah, fingers crossed. We're going to
yeah.
see Mac Reader on November show. So, and then give us an idea then. So obviously, if you were to have a dream match, whether it be MMA or jiu-jitsu, who would you love to be standing in front of?
Dream match in what sense?
Like, if you were to have a match against anybody, past or present, who would you love to be matched up against?
That's a good question. That. Um.
So obviously we had Nathan Haywood was talking about bantamweights. So people like he wanted like Dominic Cruz or TJ Dillashaw and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you know, I was going to say TJ Dillashaw. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love. I would love to. I mean, yeah,
Would you
probably.
would you like a juiced up Dillashaw or a non-juiced up Dillashaw?
Fuck it, juiced. Why not? Yeah.
So, you good guy. I mean, I was over at I was in California training, and he came in, and we got to sit and see him training with Rafael dos Anjos and so
Uh-huh.
on. Do you know what I mean? So, Cub Swanson and so on. So we got to see them training. They came into the gym we were at, and man, they work hard. Don't get me wrong, right? Obviously, we'd be like, is he juiced up? Is he not juiced up? So,
Yeah.
but man, he put in a shift. You know what I mean? Just for that 1 hour, we were sitting watching him, man. And yeah, man, he's good, man. He's
Yeah,
really
man.
good. It's good seeing him on the TV. Obviously, seeing him in an event, but actually seeing him in person, you're like, wow, man, wow. Do you know
Different
what I
level.
mean?
Gravy.
Yeah, yeah. So I was thinking I'm going to go over and ask him for a role, and then I thought I sat and watched him for an hour, and I'm like, nah,
No,
probably not.
no.
So, but DJ Dillashaw, that'd be a good matchup. It'd be a good
Yeah.
matchup. So, and then what's next for you then, Max? So obviously, again, you mentioned obviously 2023. You want to get out there and get in about it. What would you like to see yourself doing 2023 onwards?
I just want to get busy, mate. I want to be in as frequent as possible. Still got a lot to learn, like loads to learn. That's the biggest thing. I feel like every time I step in the cage, I learn so much.
Yeah,
Even not even in the cage, just on the mats as well. Like I learn so much. Take away from wins and losses. So I just want to be busy. I would say there's no specific goal at the minute. Like just take the next step as it comes.
yeah,
That's kind of the way I'm going with things at the minute. I would like to get another fight in before the end of the year if that happens or not.
yeah.
But yeah, mate, just busy, in as frequent as possible. No more stints off.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of shows. Obviously, now that we're
Yeah,
post lockdown, as I say, there's a lot of shows already happened this year. So, and there's going to be even more shows coming up, whether it be submission only events or grappling events, jiu-jitsu, and so on. There'll be a load of MMA events and stuff like that. As I said, already planned. I'm already seeing some of them coming up. So,
yeah.
so Paul Hartburn obviously coming out saying, "Will you come out to the song Return of the Mac?" Mate, you get mate, that would be awesome. Return of the Mac.
Mate, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait over first.
Mate, I love the walkout songs. I mean, the walkout songs are, do you know what I mean? Like any event I've been to, the walkout songs are absolutely brilliant. We saw one guy coming out, a guy called Andrew Marley, up here in Dundee. He lives in Dundee, goes to like,
Yeah,
Catch 22 in Dundee. And he came out to Rick Atsley at the Northern Submission Series, right? And I remember him talking to me, he said, Stoom, I'm coming out to Rick Atsley. No, like they're never going to give you up song, right?
yeah,
And you're like, is he being serious? And then as soon as he came out, as soon as his opponent came out first, then Andrew come out, Rick Atsley kicked in, man. And I'm like, who the fuck comes out to Rick Atsley? Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. Mate, no,
um,
on the first submission, Northern submission, Ross Cole came
Yeah.
out to a reverse dump truck. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening. I honestly thought it was fucking some kind of prank, but no, he generally pulled it off as well. To be fair,
Yeah. But that's what I love. I love the walkout songs. Some people come out to songs that get them pumped up, adrenaline.
yeah,
Some
man.
people just come out to some crazy shit,
Yeah.
man. Do you know what I mean? You're like, Where's this song even came from?" So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing your or hearing your song on the night, Max. And then final thing for you then. So again, as we said earlier, obviously you've been in the game for a while. Obviously, sure over the years, well, we already know some of the training partners you've already trained with, but anybody you want to shout out to, friends, family members, teammates, anything like that.
My lass over here, she's over here for putting up with all me, as you say, the hungry moods. I'm an absolute nightmare. But no, just all the lads at TFT, all the lads at Northeast Jiu Jitsu, just for putting in the graft. Jack Hardy, Jamie Roper, Ben Goldsbury, Will Brown, all them lads have been putting in a shift with also, especially like I was saying to you earlier. Jack said something the other day. He was sparring with someone else, and he was like, "It feels mad." He was like, "I feel like I've just been punching you." Yeah, like there's a group of 5 where I feel like we've just been punching each other for so long now. But no, all them obviously Andrew Fisher, Ellis Younger, all the lads at Northeast Jiu Jitsu, we've just been putting in shifts. Like it's amazing just seeing everyone hustling, everyone getting after it. Paul Harpen out there putting in the comments. out. No, that's it, mate.
No, perfect. So guys, then we're gonna have Return of the Mac Reader, TFT MMA. So going to be up against Callum Deakin. So that's going to be the 1st of October. Going to be at the Rainton Arena. That's Rise and Conquer. Now, anybody looking for tickets, again, as I said, head over to the Rise and Conquer Facebook page. And again, there's also going to be live MMA on it as well, or a pay-per-view, should I say, on live MMA. So make sure you do get the details if you can't make the event on the evening. You don't want to miss this because Rise and Conquer always put on unbelievable events. And as I say, this card is no different. As I say, they definitely have put on another awesome card for everybody to see. So, Mark, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the 1st of October, buddy. Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your training. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, buddy.
Sweet, mate. Thanks for having us. Appreciate
Take
it.
care, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.